Hi-lo, YouTube land! Check your clocks cause it's amateur rubber time! Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we were investigating Chief Gant's office, and we found some strange evidence. One of them being... God, we have so much in here. One being a piece of cloth which has Emma's fingerprints, and then we found an evidence list that was ripped in half. And we found another piece of the jar, so now we completely fixed the jar, so it's just one big old unstable jar. That's apparently from the SL9 incident. And Detective Gumshoe was with us because Edgeworth is literally on, I should say, edge. Because he's just this case is just hurting him so bad, with the prosecutors forging evidence in a big case that happened 2 years ago. And oh my god, just so much is happening. But we're here in the office. I don't think we talked to Gumshoe yet. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that now. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Leave a like for Phoenix Wright. Leave a like for Capcom. Leave a like for Amateur Hour because this game is so cool. It really is. I actually got Crunchyroll for my Wii U, and I watched a little bit of anime. This was on there, actually. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and it's really good. I'm already into the second episode, so I'm kind of down with it. It goes with the game, perfectly. So, let's just do it. I can't wait. I got the power of anime on my side now. I'm so happy. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, son. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Okay. Chief Gant. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's the only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. What's wrong with him? No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. I mean, we did find this evidence in his safe, so... What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? Oh, who's saying that? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Oh, it's Chief Gant. Okay, I should have expected, really. Because we're kind of snooping around in his office, even though he told us to leave. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. And I was walking to my meeting. I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Oh. Do you mean me, say? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, say? Jump off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But say... Oh, man. Now get out. Oh, dang. Yes, sir. So he just fired Gumshoe. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky head. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You wish you with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Oh, man, what's going on here? What is this spiciness spices? Look, pal, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, Bill. See ya. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Okay. Back in the detention center. Alright, Lana. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Well, thanks, Edgeworth. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Okay, cool. Keeping quiet. I had to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one that I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Obviously, the chief of police. Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? Okay, Damon Gant. So I guess Phoenix is trying to pin the crime on Gant because we found incriminating evidence that he allegedly hid on purpose or something like that. So, well, we'll see. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. The evidence list, I don't know, was ripped in half, I guess. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. Got her. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Dang. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Okay, orders. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside of the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Why'd he use his car, though? There has to be a reason for that, too. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. And that's what the lunch lady saw. That would be Edgeworth's knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. Ah! And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Dang, that's just terrible coincidence. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Dark's knife. It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister, Emma, to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. Cause yeah, while she was doing that, Marshall over here was freaking going through the evidence room with Mike Meekins. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Yep. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems that he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. Cool. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Yep. At the same time, the quote-unquote 2 murders. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial? There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I got to get to the bottom of everything. Oh, man. Detective Goodman's real murderer, which I guess is Gant, and what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Oh, man. To be continued. Alright, so I guess this is the final day of trial. Ooh, boy. This is going to be a little spicy. Alright, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to end this case once and for all. Final day, trial former. Let's do it. Woo, woo, woo. I'm pumped. Time to get that brain busting. Brain blast. This is a defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Who said that? Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Gant! Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid! Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. See, that's my dude, Edgeworth. He's a little bit rough, but he's a good guy. This is it. If I'm ever going to find what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Alright. Let's do it. Court time, baby.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Chief Gant? Hey, here he comes. Say something. God.
Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy, been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is under my work.
That's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Why does he do that?
Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Haven't heard what she intends to say. I feel she should grant her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Okay. What's up, Lana? Why you talking to us? What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. What? Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! No, don't do that! What are you doing? Stop! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. What the? But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although it is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening.
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
No! What are you doing? Thank you, Edgeworth. Oh my God. One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Created another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh, to whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to I don't care what you think, this Sky. Ooh. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gunn?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Sky, please take this down. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Thank you, Edgeworth. Oh my god. Without him, we can continue. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dog of the Joe Dog killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then.
He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. Alright. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Oh my goodness. 2 years ago. Alright, Emma. Please be kind to us. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. Onion head. I forgot about the onion head. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Wait, in the chest? I thought... Hold on. Let's check out the... He got stabbed in the back. What happened there? Oh, I skipped text. I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Aha! Got the bug. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was like a bug on the TV and I just crushed it. Got him. I don't know if you saw a finger or not, but let's just skip ahead of that. 2 years ago. I was waiting this is what I wanted to know. The man raised up his knife to stab Mr. Marshall in the chest. That's false. Because he got stabbed in the back. Objection. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are that and the evidence on statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please state the facts before making accusations.
Okay. What do you mean? I guess press it. That must have been a real shock. Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dog was holding you hostage. When a lightning struck and the lights went out? Onion head. Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay, but... A man came right in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Hold it. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw.
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture?
Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
That's about the picture. This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Huh.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
Huh. Let's see. Anything on this? Oh yeah, I completely forgot that we can do this. So I don't see anything on this. Evidence list. Oh, here's the picture. Oh, wow. This is, grim. A picture is drawn on the back of the evidence list in magic marker. I've got a very bad feeling about this. Oh man, that is actually scary. If you can draw that, that's chilling. Here you go. This is the picture.
Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture.
And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over. Turn it... what's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
So there's the picture. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here.
What is he holding?
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence within that case was ever reached you.
What? What? Order! Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means...
Your Honor.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more on the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask? What is this problem?
Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing?
Oh my god. It's your boy, Blue Bitchy.
That's that thing. That thing was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. Alright. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Half of this list was found in Gant's desk. Okay.
Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma?
She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at that picture. Okay. Emma's picture. Next testimony. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Exactly what you saw?
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okie doke. So I want to press the last part, saying exactly what she saw. So, hold it. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talk to the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her in memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Huh. Well, let's check it out then. Let's save. Let's check out this contradiction. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Exactly what she saw. What does that mean? Evidence list. Neil stabbed in the back, died from... It has to be this. Yeah. It says he got stabbed in the back, but it shows him about to stab him in the face or the chest. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts an autopsy report?
The ruler. Doesn't even look like a knife. It just looks like a ruler. You gonna kill him with a chocolate bar. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Oh, that's what that means.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the one conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to its back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Oh! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right, but what does this mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure what she remembered was correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No.
Order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. Alright, let's listen. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. This is true. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Yeah, it has to be that big old shiny spear that's behind Lana. So, has to be. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the awards ceremony.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall's holding. Oh, I wasn't noticing that. I was thinking of the spear. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was all in likelihood from this award. Objection! Order, order, order! Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh! Oh, man.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Hold it. It's Emma.
Wait! I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
It's your boy, Blue Badger.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
So what does that mean? Oh, that's weird. Why'd they put it sideways? I know this was on Nintendo DS, but come on.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skye?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up, and now the Blue Badger? This should be interesting. Huh. What's so interesting? Emma's recollection. Okie doke.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed over to the both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
He wasn't in the room, but he saw his shadow. That can't happen.
This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible! The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Hold it.
Stop! Please, don't pursue this any further!
Oh, she's getting crazy. Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Skye, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Okay, but Lana's like seriously like, no, don't do it. Okay, when I saw the man raise his knife, panicked. The blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I saw his shadow. What does that mean? His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
How is this thing creepy? I don't see it.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think what she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what the shadow really was.
What was it that Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? It just might know, I guess. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet, she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us the mysterious blue badger look-alike.
A look-alike. Something that looks like the blue badger. This could sort of look like it. I mean, you don't look like it now, but look at the horns, like the tip, this, this, that, and that. Yeah, I could kind of see it. Oh, okay. This is gonna be it then. This has to be it. Boom jams. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. So I gotta make it look like that? How do I rotate? Okay, oh my goodness. Oh, alright, I think I'm actually seeing it. And then if we do yep. Oh my god. I think I actually figured it out. Yo, it's your boy, the blue badger, imposter. I don't know, is it like kind of finicky with it? Is it gonna be like, be specific? Cause if it's gonna be doing that stuff, then like that has to be it. Take that. This isn't right. I got to make it look more like the badger. That looked like the badger.
Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape of the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
I gotta find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically and a bit more, or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
I got this. You mean to tell me that wasn't it? Okay, that has to be it. Oh my god. It's your boy, Blue Badger. What are you talking about? That doesn't look right. That is lame. So they are being super finicky with this. Okay. Dee 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 dee. Deedle deedle dee 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 dee. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't look like it. Like, why you bully me, game? There you go. How? That's so not fair. The correct angle. That is the correct angle. You can't tell me otherwise. Here. Maybe. How about like that? Why? Why? The judge is being super finicky with this. Why are you not accepting my angling? So how about we keep it like that, and then just move it downward a little bit, and then hold on. There. What the heck? What the actual heck? This is worse than cranberry apples. Not the juice, because the juice is amazing. I should have bought some and drank some. Why? Why? Is it like not move down or like more left or what's going on here? Angle it just right or you will die. Here you go. Really? How many times have I been doing that? Well, is this a miracle or what? Blue Badger. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. Look at that dude. I love him.
No, it can't be.
Shut up! Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Excuse me. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location, the murder weapon, the murderer. The location, because I think Emma said that the murder happened on Lana's side of the office. But if the jar was seen, then it had to be on Gant's side of the office. I think. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Well,
the location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She says she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. Are they talking about the sword now? If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man in the sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh no! Oh no! She pushed Marshall into the suit of armor. Oh God. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! Died. Oh gosh, she fainted.
What?
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
Objection. Oh, that's why you stopped the trial. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Oh, dang, she's sweating too.
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edwards, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're gonna have to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Near Marshall?
Evidence?
I'm willing to bet you don't.
I'm gonna save, cause I'm a little scared.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that victim may have left behind is in the evidence, I guess. This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek, the truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
God, I don't want to do it, but it's just telling me to. There's blood traces on this, so... This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must be seeped into the jar where the lines change directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No!
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Oh no. I don't want to, but it's literally telling me to do this. Oh my god. Given the circumstances. This is so bad. Oh god. Why you do this? Oh, why? Take that. No. It's a defense attorney's duty to protect their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. No. No. Why you do this game? What a twist.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Skye. Oh my god, dude. It's so quiet.
See, Worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, hey. Here to break the awkwardness.
Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Doc was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, were they? Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
But he didn't know. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
Let me play with my hair before I tell you right. I'm afraid that's not important. Did you know we are defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
Oh my god, and the jury's going crazy again. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order! 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 Order!
Oh my god, the jury went crazy again. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Oh my god, dude. What a twist. What a twist. Why? I don't want Emma to be guilty. No. Alright, let's try a ladder. Let's see a little bit more. Oh my god. That's too much. That is way too much. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, Belf.
Oh my god.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You've got a lot of knife, pal. Making the detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Yeah, he said the same thing before. I take it Lana's having you run errands again.
Let me tell you, this is the last time, Belf. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's strike.
Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about that just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You can at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book.
Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Alright. Evidence law from Miss Skye explains the 2 rules of evidence law. Alright.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you're wrong, Detective.
Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me?
Mr. Edgeworth.
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she was unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, Bill.
You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Alright. Let's do it. Hopefully we can make it to the end, because if we do, this will be like a finale, hopefully. But I somehow doubt it, though.
Ugh. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor?
the inquiry committee has planned to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
I don't care. That's that I don't care about. Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
Struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone's been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all of other witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't snuck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then let's settle. The, defense may now call forth its next witness.
Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. This time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Damon Gant. Bring him out. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he will still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Hey, here's a real murderer playing with his hair. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Well then, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Oh, righto. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give in if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony.
Alright, the SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Oh, please.
Is that when Doc was arrested?
Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious.
Ugh, so sad.
When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Doc bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. Okay, well, actually, I don't think we have enough time to do another cross-examination. So we're going to end the episode right here, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Also, comment and subscribe to get new feed on videos and become a member of the Cuckoo Crew today. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter so you can recommend the video games for me to play or chat, your preference. Also, if you subscribe, be sure to tap that bell to get notifications on videos so you'll never miss one from me ever again. But that's going to be it from Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the next episode, I think it will be a final episode because I think we're exposing him as the murderer next one, hopefully. Because that's what, according to Phoenix and Edgeworth, we're saying. So, I'm going to just stick to what they're saying. So, it might be a final episode. This is going to be good. What a twist. This is a really twisty case. Oh my god. But I can't wait to see you guys there on the final episode. This is going to be cool. I hope you guys stick around for that. And I will see you then. Amateur out.